Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about how to access the server side of the General Bytes BATM3 interface. Up here I have my IP address, port 7777. This will be your IP address for your server, or in the case if General Bytes is providing it, their IP address. You're going to have to continue to this website even though it says not recommended. That's fine. It's just a security issue that it's checking on. Now the default is admin. You definitely want to change that later. We've already gone in and set this up, but I'll cover the basics of how everything works. When you first go in, you want to go to user, and you can see here that I put in admin and left it there so that way I could show you how to log in. Again, our company name is Sun ATM, but you'll change that to your own. You can go up here to my profile for admin. The old password is admin, new password, admin. Again, you can change it to whatever you want. So the first thing to do is usually change your password. Again, that's under users. You can go to persons, and you can see here our organization and contact info. Under actions, you can go to view. And this is the address for our first ATM in Erie, PA. You can see we put in all our contact info and hit submit. So first go to user, then go to persons. The next thing that you want to do is go to notification policies. Now as far as notifications, you have to go to add initially, but since we already have it here, I'm going to go to view. And you can see here that you name your policy whatever you want. You can put in your organization. And then the list of rules are the conditions by which you get a notification. So say, for example, you have a transaction and it's successful. You can click on that and have it send an email. And you can see that the email is going to just a generic one I put in here for this video. And the condition you can set is the values. So say you only want to see any successful transactions over $100, you would put in 100. And then below, transaction failed, very simple. Wallet balance low, that's for your hot wallet. Exchange balance low, that's for your exchange. Now you can go, instead of having it say send email, you can have it go to send SMS, which is a text message to your phone number. And then where this email is, you would just type in your phone number instead. So we have exchange balance low, cash high in the machine, customer enrolled. That's if you have a registered customer. Terminal offline for an hour. So if the terminal's offline, it'll send you a message. When it goes back online, it'll send you a message. If you have it set up as no action, nothing's going to happen. So you really want to have either send email or send SMS. Stacker manipulations, if anybody's touching the money stackers, any terminal errors, transaction cash limits, invalid payments, etc. That would be if the Bitcoins didn't come through properly, if somebody put an order in. So you can see all the different options here, and I strongly suggest that you keep most of them listed. All you have to do is add rule, and you can put in another one, whatever it might be. So we're going to hit submit. And then you can see here, now we have that in our notification policy. Now the next thing you want to do is go to your terminal. You'll go to add terminal. And you'll type in your serial number, which you got from General Bytes. Now that's really important. Once you put your serial number in, the version and other data is going to auto-populate. Now I'm actually not going to do that because I don't have another serial number, but I'll show you the one that we do have here. This is the main admin that you want to go into, the main administrative area for doing anything in your terminal. Now, under transactions, it'll show you the transactions for your machine. Click this button up here to go back. Events, if there was any events. Banknote history, if bills are going in and out, so you can keep track of your deposits and withdrawals. And cash boxes. Again, I don't have this hooked up right now to the actual physical machine, so you're not going to see any of that. But let's go down here, and in settings, you can see it is starting to auto-populate some of the data. Now I clicked on terminal active, allow balance check. I don't personally want to use a store, but you can actually sell items point of sale. If you want to click on that, it's a little more complicated. If you actually want to sell items with the machine instead of just doing currency exchange. Now you have to make sure to have your notification policy in here, whatever you named it. Owner, we put in Sun ATM. Currency for us is USD. Crypto is, I've got Bitcoins in here, but you could also put in Litecoins or Dogecoins or whatever altcoin you really want. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to leave it at Bitcoin. Now for language, we've got it at EN, which is English. Preferred language is EN, ES, and French. That's English, Spanish, and French. Now, in the other videos that I did, you can see that those three flags, the US flag, the Spanish flag, and the French flag, pull up in the main screen when we load into the ATM. That is set up here in this administrative area. Now, the next section is currency units. Do you want it to be 1 Bitcoin equals, say, $400, or do you want it to be some smaller denomination of a Bitcoin? I think it's easiest to keep it there, but you can do whatever you want. Under buy rate source, this is just the exchange service. Whatever exchange service you're using, let's say you're using Bitstamp, then you should use that exchange service for your buy rate source. So that way it's always making sure that you're making whatever percentage you want to make. Let's go down here to Hot Wallet, buy and sell. Having a hot wallet is where your coins are stored temporarily for quick exchange service from your main exchange, whether it's Kraken or Bitstamp. I use CoinKite personally, but you can use whatever kind you want. Now, for hot wallet sell, we have CoinKite, and for our hot wallet buy, we have CoinKite. Now, if you go up to Run BTC Setting Test and Test Hot Wallet, it'll say, did you update, and hit Submit. Push yes, and you can see running test failed. Let's try it again. Well, doesn't seem like it's working at the moment, so I'll have to go in and check those settings later. But what you're going to do is put in the API key you get from CoinKite, API secret, which they provide, and then your account number. So when you put that string of text in, it will save, and then when you go to modify at the bottom and hit submit, oh, we're having a connection problem. That's why it's not working. All right, let's try that again. So we're going to go in here and run test hot wallet, yes. It is still not liking it. All right, I'll check that later. But yeah, if you put in your API info, that should work. And then for your exchange, buy and sell, pick whichever one you want to use, whether it's Kraken or CoinTrader or Bitstamp. In the case of Kraken, you put in fiat currency, which would be USD, and then API key, private key, and withdrawal key. You're not actually going to put in fiat currency, you'll put in USD in capitals. For your buy exchange strategy, I recommend this, number 3, which is you send coins from your hot wallet, and then after the purchase, the coins on the exchange are sent to the hot wallet. If there isn't enough coins, they go directly from the exchange. It's usually the easiest way to do it. You can pick whatever sell strategy you want as well. For the buy profit, usually most ATMs are around 5 to 6%, so we'll just put 5 here. And allow withdrawals from sales made on all terminals, so if you have more than one ATM, that's nice to have. We're going to change the sell profit to 5% too. And withdrawal confirmations 1. I like to keep it there because that's usually enough to let you know. For the sell offer, that's how long the customer has to actually make the transaction. And I usually like to give them 15 minutes. You can put in your phone number. For the registration delay, I like to keep that at 1 minute. The Bitcoin wallet app and Android name, you can see here that the standard default is Bitcoin wallet, BitWallet, and Bitcoin. This is where the QR code comes from when a customer can actually download a Bitcoin wallet onto their phone. Or you can print a paper wallet. Now you can see here among this text that we put in Sun ATM paper wallet. You can put in whatever text you want. However, just putting in your company name in the beginning there adds a little individualization. The same is true for buy and sell. And then at the bottom, this is the welcome message when you first logged in. to the main screen, which in the other video you could see where it had said welcome to Sun ATM. This is where it goes. So put in whatever you want for your customization. Now the terms and conditions, that's really important. You want to put in whatever your transaction limits are, whatever your money laundering and know your customer limits are. I put dashes in just to make sure that it lined up properly, because if you just leave spaces in here, it'll clump all the text together on the terms and conditions on the actual unit and makes it a little tough to read. Then you can put in your location, allow paper wallet printing on demand. That I think is a good thing to have checked. Minimum cash transaction. That means that the person has to, in this case, put in at least $10 or they can't even do a transaction because it's not worth it for us. You could set that to 20, 50, 100, whatever you want to do, or leave it blank and they can put in $1 and that would do it for even $1. Camera setup, keep it on default one camera unless you have the RC kit, which most people I don't think will. The default here is minimum number of banknotes for how it's dispensing. I like to keep it on recycler priority, so it's spitting out the money that's gone into the recycler. Now for the anonymous customer limits, this is for anybody who's anonymous. You could see it. I set it at $500. I'd strongly recommend you keep it under $1,000, just to make sure you have no issues if you are in the United States with compliance. And then you can put the rest of your limits as well. AML, that stands for anti-money laundering, and KYC is know your customer. You should have that activated and pick whatever you want here as far as your security requirements. Personally, I like to keep it on a fingerprint scan plus ID card plus email. An unregistered customer, again, this is in a way kind of an anonymous customer, so I would recommend keeping that under $1,000. And then registered customers, that's for people that go through the whole fingerprint email ID process, in which case I would keep this under $10,000 a day. Anything over $10,000 in the United States and you have to fill out paperwork, that is a little bit cumbersome, so I'd recommend keeping it under that. And then finally, for publishing settings, you can publish to General Bytes, so they will publish on their servers that your ATM is out there, and as far as what the terminal limits are, the prices, what money you have in the machine, what requirements you have for ID, etc. And then you can put all your info down here, website URL, terminal, comments, operator, etc. Hit modify, and I'm having a connection issue here. There we go. Modify, and you're good to go. Now, we'll talk in another video about how to actually update this server with the one with the actual machine, but that's how you go in and work on the admin interface. So yeah, thank you for watching.